Hello YouTube and welcome back. Zadarkus here with another video for you. In this one we're gonna take a look on how to kite. A lot of new players don't really know how to kite, even experienced ones that don't play range champions don't know how to kite. So in this video I'm gonna show you the different type of kitings, the different ways to kite, the hot binds and all of that. And with this you should be able to go to your games and start using these methods, and with a couple of practice you'll be as good as a pro. If you never heard of kiting, kiting is basically moving between your auto attacks as much as you can. You keep the attacks up, but you're always moving in between them. This is a must-have skill for any AD carry, as you still be doing damage while staying safe and kiting the enemy away from you. Now let's take a look on the different ways that you can kite. The first one and the most obvious is of course right-clicking to move and right-clicking on the enemy to attack them. This is the most basic way of kiting, but yet it has its downfalls. If you misclick the enemy on the ground, you'll start moving towards it instead of attacking. And that's something that can happen a lot in the middle of a team fight, in the middle of the stress. Now there are people that still use this, there are pro players that play like this, but honestly I would not recommend you to do this. But as you can see, you always want to be moving and attacking the enemy. The trick here is to understand your animation, your attack animation. You want to make sure you start moving right after you throw your projectile out, not before, because you're gonna cancel the animation, and not long after, because you don't want to stay still. You want to always be moving, and with practice you get the sensibility to understand your animation. Once the projectile goes out, you immediately start moving again, getting ready for the next attack. The next one is the one I use myself. It's the attack move that is binded by default on shift and right click of the mouse, and I still use it like that because I don't think it's a big hassle to shift click with the pinky finger. One of the advantages of this method is that you're going to attack the enemy closest to your mouse cursor. So even if you shift click the ground, it's going to attack the closest champion to your cursor instead of just patting there. So with this you are sure that you're going to get your attacks out, and I believe you can be faster than just right clicking everything because of the precision needed when you don't shift click. With this one also, if you're running away of an enemy alone, you don't need to actually even point the cursor towards the enemy. You can just keep moving away with the attack move and it will attack the enemy automatically, as you can see here. This next one is also used a lot by pro players and experienced players, but I would even recommend it whenever you play a different champion that you are not used to his attack range. This method is also pretty useful, as pressing A will show you the range indicator, so you know how far away you are from the enemy, if you can attack him or not, and it works otherwise similar to the shift click we saw before. When you move, you press A and then click on the enemy to attack him. If you don't click exactly on it, it's going to attack the closest to the cursor. So it works similar to the shift click, but you have a couple more actions to do because you don't shift and right click at the same time. You need to press A so you get the range indicator, so you get the attack move, and then click on the enemy. It's pretty useful as well. I don't use it myself, but it's one of the most used as well by the pro players because of that extra layer of precision you get by knowing the attack range you have on the champion all the time, and to understand who is inside that range and who is outside. The next really useful keybind is the attack champions only. I bounded my to X. You can bound yours to whatever you feel more comfortable, and what this does is basically force your champion to attack only enemy champions. In this scenario I put here is very known. I believe everybody had this misfortune once. Basically, instead of attacking the champion, you attack the tower. Well, a turnaround for that is to use the attack champion only. As you can see, your sword gets a aim by there, showing that you are going to attack a champion, and I can just keep doing this. I'm kiting using that key, and with this I'm only attacking the enemy champion and ignoring the tower. Even if I try to attack the tower, you can see I just move towards the tower instead of attacking it. So this is also useful when you have to select the enemy and the enemy is behind a structure and you may just misclick it by mistake. The way I recommend using this is by activating on the options the toggle champions attack only, meaning that once you press it, it's gonna stay on until you press it again. You can see that my mouse cursor is red because I have toggled attack champions only. So I'm not attacking the tower until I toggle it off and the cursor works normally again, attacking the tower. You can see the mouse cursor is red and I don't even get a sword until I toggle it now, and now I can attack the tower. It's better than keep clicking it for each attack. You can just toggle it on, and when you don't need it anymore, you toggle it off. And with this, we covered the kiting mechanics and the different ways that you can do it, with the addition of attacking champions only that can be useful in different situations. The one use is up to you. You know, I prefer myself to shift right click. I believe it's faster and easier. You can use the attack move with the range indicator. It's also very successful in higher elos. Or you can just keep right clicking with the misfortune of maybe clicking on the ground and changing your padding into Doom. To keep in mind here, as you can see, I have more items, I have more attack speed in this last clip, and I just want to remind you that you need to get used to the current attack speed you have on your champion, plus the animations and animation cancels, because the faster is your attack speed, the less time you have to move between them. So you need to be really fast, as you can see here. You just need to keep getting used to that movement, to that attack, so you don't stay sitting duck or moving without attacking. So this is gonna need a lot of practice, so I recommend that you do it every time you can, and even play the entire game with one of these settings, because if you only try to use this on the big team fights, in a 30 or 40 minute games, you're only gonna have 3 or 4 good team fights to test it out, and that's not a good practice. So I recommend you coming to the practice tool like I just did here, practice on some dummies until you get the grip of it, change the different types of kiting, see which one fits you the best, get different items so you can move with different attack speeds, understand how it works, practice with the champions you do play so you can get used to the animations, know when to move again, when animation cancel in time, so you don't move before of time or you just stay still way too long. Once you have it figured out, start going to the games and use it as much as possible so your muscle memory keeps this skill intact. Believe me that once you get this skill under your belt, you're gonna have a huge improvement on your games and in your team fights overall. So keep the practice up and start kiting like a pro. As always, my name has been Zadarkos and this video was made for you. Remember to subscribe if you are not. I'm gonna be uploading daily videos now, and I'm gonna start streaming again with the link of my stream in the description. I'll be seeing you around a lot more, and as always, be awesome and stay awesome. Bye bye!